It's pretty much inevitable that restaurants are going to change their menu, but what happens when your favorite restaurant announces that they're going to change up their menu? Do you start to worry like I do? One of my favorite restaurants in my area, it's a Mexican restaurant called Toro Cantina. I've covered it a few times on the channel here, but recently I saw a news article explaining that they were making some menu changes, and I didn't click through. I just kind of wanted to experience it myself. And luckily, somebody from their social media team actually reached out to me and invited me to come try a few things from the new menu. In this case here, I'm actually really eager to try it because she sent me a list of things that she wanted me to try. And I haven't looked at the menu yet, so I only know what she offered to send. Also, I brought my work team here just 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's kind of fresh on my mind what the menu looked like before the changes. Let's go try these things out and make sure that I'm just not worrying for no reason. So the first thing they have me trying is, it's called a big can of nachos. It says beef barbacoa, queso fundido, oaxaca, chihuahua, asadero cheeses, pickled jalapeños and onions, guacamole, pico de gallo, black bean, cilantro, sour cream. Now this is the one that worries me the most because it's kind of the most gimmicky of all things. Now, last time I did a video about this place, it was for my birthday last year, and we had highlighted basically a bunch of giant foods they have. They had a giant cheese stick, a giant taco salad that they make. It's like a huge taco shell they deep fry, and they serve the salad inside of it. And I just had to get the visual of me picking up that thing. I feel like the big can of nachos is one of those things that's kind of gimmicky. It's like a Guy Fieri thing. I don't know that it's necessary for this restaurant, but the other things that we're trying are actually some more flashy things that you can get at Tableside. One is they're going to do a Tableside guac. We'll get some footage for that. And then they also have a Tableside kind of al pastor taco thing that I'm looking forward to trying as well. But my beverage is here. So this is one of their new featured cocktails. It's called the coconut margarita, which is interesting because kind of coconut is one of those things where I think more with rum. So it says blanco tequila, clemente coconut liqueur, cream of coconut, fresh lime, organic agave, and sugar rim. I did half sugar rim. I'm trying to watch my figure. It's delicious. It actually has a lot of pina colada vibes. Very sweet, very refreshing. The lime kind of stands out a little bit too. Pretty good. All right, so here we have that big can of nachos. There's a whole production where they come out and it's an unlabeled can and everything's inside, and then they lift the can up and it's this whole monstrosity here. It is pretty incredible as far as like the amount of stuff here. Like there's no way I'm gonna finish all this. We're taking it to go, but ridiculous. Let's see how it tastes. I think I've tried pretty much everything that's in here like on its own, so I know it's gonna be good, but let's see, let's do it some justice. You kind of have to get down and dirty, you know? Everything here is pretty much like an accessory except the braised beef. They have so many seasonings and spices. It's so good. The one thing that kind of stands out for me as far as this dish is the queso. In fact, my fingers are full of queso. You gotta love queso. In the last like 20, 30 years, it's become a big thing with nachos, and even like Chipotle now makes queso. One of the reasons why I like to bring people here is because you can get the dessert at the end of the meal where it's like a giant piñata, or they even have churros that they'll do like a cart tableside, which is kind of fun too. It kind of like lends to this being a little bit more than your typical Mexican experience. In this area, the Mexican restaurants are kind of a dime a dozen, and the prices here at Toro are a little bit elevated, but you also get an elevated experience. I call it one of the finer Mexican restaurants in the area, and this type of thing definitely proves why they have that reputation. I can't resist. There's guacamole on top, and I know the next thing coming is guac, which they're gonna do tableside, but let's see. When I mentioned earlier that I was worried about the whole thing, I'm worried in the sense that I feel like the can is a little bit of a gimmick that they don't really need here, but I think it's kind of fun. It's one of those things where like it kind of caters to the younger crowd. I could see like these days we're trying to get like a Gen Z crowd, like the TikTokers. They bring this big thing out, there's a tomato can on top of it, and then you pull the can out and nachos kind of pour all over the place. The visual and the experience is what you're coming for. In terms of the price, $25, I think that's kind of fair for what this is, especially in this market. Tasty. I'm gonna try not to get too full off of these though. So just as promised, wow, we got the giant molcajete with guacamole. She made this tableside, kind of fun little preparation. As far as the description, it says tomato, onion, cilantro, jalapeno, garlic, and lime. She dusted some other stuff into there, so I think there's a special house seasoning in here. I have a chip or two left over from the giant thing, so let's get a nice amount of this guacamole. Give it a try. First thing I'll say, I'm team no tomato in guacamole, but it doesn't kill it. I just love the fact that it's like nice and fresh and vibrant. You get a lot of the flavor of avocado, whereas a lot of like restaurant guacamoles where they make them ahead, they taste a little bit more like the onion and cilantro because it penetrates in. It's a lot more of a clean flavor. I didn't get any of that seasoning though. Nice chunks of avocado in here. I think this is like a huge chunk of avocado. That's delicious. And another one of those things where like you order that, it comes to the table, they roll out the cart. It's totally a fun little presentation. Something cool. It's one of those things that kind of adds to the experience. One criticism I will say, they give you these little lime wedges and they're cut to a point that we're like, you really can't, you kind of need 3 fingers to squeeze it. So we got it, but it is what it is. Maybe just one segment of the lime not cut in half, but we're nitpicking now. The other thing about this place, and it's one of the things that my group commented on when we came here, they always treat you so good. So having them interactive with the meal, I think is actually a good way to elevate it so that there's more value to the actual experience. These days, it's kind of hard to justify going out to dinner. It's important as a restaurant to stand out. And so far, what we're seeing here, they're standing out pretty well. We got the next course coming though. With all these fancy kind of tableside presentations that they've invited me in for, one of the things that they buried the lead on as far as the menu goes, they now serve mole poblano here. If you've been following the channel for a long time, I've told you guys that mole poblano with enchiladas or chicken is probably my favorite Mexican dish. So I'm really eager to try it here. I'm gonna try to ask if I can get a little dish so we could try that. So I made my little taco and they came tableside and they did the whole Trompito thing and she was cutting it down. Now, watching her do it, there's a giant half of a raw onion at the bottom of it. And I tried to put it together so that you got a little bit of everything here. The giant chunks of raw onion is what I'm really afraid of. The giant chunk of onion is not for me, but once you get to the pineapple and the pork, it's delicious. One thing I'll say is it's kind of lacking salt. Maybe if they amp that up a little bit, it would kind of like enhance it a little bit, but otherwise it's delicious. This is one of those things that you really want the meat cut a little bit more than how they're able to cut it. So I don't know if it's the knife or like the awkwardness of the whole rig that they're doing it on, but it's still fun. As far as rice and beans, I just had this a couple weeks ago, but let's give it a shot. Always great. I was able to convince them to actually give me some of those moles. They actually brought out 2. There's the green one, which we'll try right now. Definitely like rich, well seasoned. Got a lot going on with this one. But I'm really looking forward to trying the other one, which is the darker mole poblano. Now this is usually made with like chilies, chocolate, cinnamon. It's really good. It's not as rich as like a Mexican mole, but it has like all the chilies that you would want in a mole. You can taste a little bit of that like chocolatey cinnamon going on. And there's some actually spicy peppers in there. This is delicious. Just packed up, ready to go. Don't want to leave you with too long of a goodbye. Definitely one of those things where like, I think I was a little bit too worried about the gimmickiness out of that can of nachos thing, but it was very good, very tasty, well worth what they charge for it. If you want to check out some of my other videos about Toro, I'll leave them on the screen right now. Thanks a lot for watching and joining me on this journey. And if you like Food Breakdown, subscribe. Catch you in the next video.